So yesterday we did the lesson finding a percent of a quantity. And guess what? Today we're doing the lesson finding a percent of a quantity. However, we're going to use a new strategy and it is called cross multiplying. Okay, so if you need to pause, remember you can pause and write everything down. I would listen, then write, then listen some more and write so that you're not trying to cram it all in there. Okay, so we're starting off with a new term that we're learning in math, and it's something that you've been using all along, but we need to be introduced to this because you will be exposed to this word. It's called a proportion. Now, what is a proportion? A proportion is two ratios that are equal. Hey, that sounds really familiar. Why? Oh, because it actually means an equivalent ratio. So a proportion is an equivalent ratio. However, we are using percents to find our proportion. So let's just give an example about a proportion or a proportional amount. So if I have 1 per every 2 or 1 out of 2, and I have 2 out of 4, these two ratios, they're equivalent, and we know because we could multiply both the numerator and denominator by the same to get that. But really, the reason why they are proportional is because they are both considered half. And yes, it's in quotes. Now, there are steps to cross multiply proportions. Now, we're going to start off by using this formula. This formula is really important, okay? Because formulas can help us set up our problem appropriately. So the formula goes like this. I take my percent number over 100 because a percent is always per 100. And we're going to put it equal because remember, we're creating an equivalent ratio to a part-whole relationship, which is similar to our fraction. So let's take a look at the steps, and we're going to write a couple of notes here. So it says plug in known numbers into the formula. Plug in basically means to substitute. You're going to be given information, and the information that you know, you are going to substitute it for whatever you know in your formula. Now, yesterday we talked about variables, and we're going to use them today. You're going to place your variable in the unknown number. So the one that we're trying to find gets the variable. I'm going to use n. Okay, so n is a popular variable today. Then what we do is we multiply diagonally. That is the cross multiplying part of our lesson. After we do that, we divide the answers. Now, I am going to highlight this second part because you need to know how to divide. So the number without the variable is divided by the number with the variable. You will know exactly what to do when we work this out. So I've given us an example. Now, yesterday we translated these words into mathematical symbols. We are going to do the same thing today because this way it's easier for me to set up my problem and figure out where everything goes in my formula. So I'm going to rewrite it as 30 is means equals. I'll leave my percent as 20% because I'm going to be converting this into my formula later. Of means to multiply, and what was our variable? If you look at yesterday's notes, you will see all of that there. So I'm just going to make a point to show how I converted this all. Now I need to start to use my formula. So you know what? I'm going to write it down because this is brand new for me, and I want to make sure that I do this properly. So I have the percent number over 100, and it equals a part to a whole relationship. Okay, that's my start, but hey, where does everything go? Well, let's start with the easy stuff. It says percent over 100. Well, that's 20. So I'm going to go ahead and write 20 over 100. That's done. I'll put my equal sign because I am going to get an equivalent proportional fraction over here to solve. But now I have to figure out which one's the part, which of these, the n and the 30, which is the part and which is the whole. Well, we're going to write down a little trick here. The part is always going to be which equals n or which n equals. So let's look here. We have, oh, no equals. We have this part. There's the equals, that number. So actually, that is my part. So my whole is whatever is multiplied by the percent, or it's percent multiplied. So n, so it would be the number multiplied by the percent. So that is how you can decide which is which. So let me look here. Is equals 30 equals n equals. That makes that my part. Then I have my whole. I said it's whatever is multiplied by the percent or the percent multiplied by the number. Let's look. A number multiplied by, or a percent multiplied by a number. So that means that has to be my whole. So I plugged in those numbers. Next, I cross multiply. I take and I draw. I'm going to draw it so I see which ones I multiply. And I am going to take, because when I look at what it says, multiply diagonally, I'm going to take them, I'm going to write them down here. 100 times 30. Well, I know 1 times 3 is 3, and then I have to add on my 3 zeros when I multiply by powers of 10. That's the easy way. And then I have 20 times n, which ends up just being 20 times n, or 20n. These are exactly the same thing. Now, the number without the variable, 3,000, is divided by the number with the variable. And when I divide 20 into 3,000, I end up with 150. And that's my answer. So we're going to work this out a couple different times just so we can remember what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my page, and I have some examples here. Okay, so because this is new and I'm getting used to using my formula, I'm going to always write down my formula until I know what it is I need to do. I have a part and I have a whole. Okay, now the other thing I'm going to do is rewrite my problem using all mathematical symbols. So what is my variable? Is means equals, and then I write 80%. Of means to multiply, and this is 25. All right, so now I need to start to plug in. I can start with my easiest part, which is my percent. So 80 per 100 is 80% equals. Okay, in my notes, I said that if I'm multiplying by the percent, that is my whole. So I'm going to put 25 at the bottom. And I said if I have, my number is near the equal sign and it's solely all alone, that's going to be my part. So I'm going to put that there. So now I've substituted and plugged in all my numbers and my variable, steps 1 and 2. And now I need to cross multiply. Now, one thing I'm going to always do is I'm always going to multiply the numbers without the variable. Then I'll do the numbers with the variable. So I have 80 times 25, which is, yes, 2,000. And then I take 100 times n, which equals 100n. And then I do the final step. I divide the number without the variable by the number with the variable. And I could use my calculator if needed. Otherwise, if I know how to do my division with my simple division with powers of 10, I could say 200 divided by 100 is 2. And then can't forget that 0. I added on, and there's my answer. Okay, so let's go and look at this one. It gets a little bit different, a little tricky with our decimals that are already in here. So let's take it, and you know what? I will go ahead and translate this like I did here. I'll do that first. So 88% of 7 2/10 is what? Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to write down my formula because I'm still learning. Part to whole. All right, so let's look at how I fill this out. I already know my percent. That's easy peasy. So 88% is 88 over 100, or 88 hundredths. And I put my equal sign. Now, what did I say? Oh, my part was equals to a number, and my whole is multiplied times the percent. So I easily put my whole down here, and my part is here. Okay, so now I'm going to cross multiply. 7 2/10 times 88 equals. Honestly, this is where you should take out your calculator and you should work it out. And I'm going to go ahead and just tell you that we end up with 633 6/10. So that was the one cross multiply. Here's the other. 100 times n equals 100n. So my last step says to divide 633, the number without the variable, by the number with the variable. I can divide by powers of 10. I know that when I divide, the decimal moves to the left, and I have to move it 2 place values. So my answer ends up being 6 336 thousandths, and I'm going to round this to the tenths. So I underline the tenths. I look to the hundredths. I keep it the same because it is not above 5 or above. What do you think this one would be? Again, n is 52% of 139 1/10. So I make it 52 over 100. N is my part. 139 1/10 is my whole. I multiply. Which equals, oh, I don't have my calculator, which equals, oop, I still don't have it. And then I multiply, and then I divide, and you can get out your calculator and you can figure out what you end up with here, and then you divide it by 100, and that is your n.